Morning, guys. I want to talk about something that is quite unique to the FishTec charts. We're looking at Midmar. I was there recently doing some software testing on the boats. And when I created this contour chart, obviously the dam was at 100%, so we were all good and fine. And then earlier in the year, I think it was around about April, I was doing some training for our European franchise at Midmar, and I thought, Akhtami, rather than just waste time, let's actually get in there and do a little bit of side scan, and we'll put it as an update. But when I was doing the update, I found something very interesting, and it actually raises quite an important point. We do only one side of the side scan when we record. When we log, we obviously record both sides, but for our charts we only use one side of the side scan at a time, and it's for a very specific reason. When we do the shoreline passes, like you can see here, the boat sonar is scanning towards the shore, and that's the one we use. We have to. I mean, otherwise the boat's going to be on land. You can't always just go just to the deep. But everything from there onwards is done, going to the deep side. And that's why we get such fantastic shadows and such fantastic detail, is because we keep our side scan going to the one side. But we still had a problem with this. We still had this middle section. I don't know if you can see it. Let me find a better example. Here, you see this here where I'm running this? Where I'm running the mouse hand down? That there is known as the Nadir region, which is the region directly below you, where you don't get any shadows. Now, this was in April of 2023. We still had this. We tried very hard to remove it as much as we could without manipulating and falsifying the actual data. Now, what I mean by that, there's some very expensive software out there by a very big name in the survey industry, where they've got software where they actually remove this nadir region where you don't get any information or any shadows. But here's the strange part. They fill it in computer generated. I'm going to repeat that. They fill the nadir region with computer generated information. Guys, at FishTec, we're not about that life. That's lying. That's false. That's false information. There could be something very critical here, and it can be up to 10 meters, believe it or not, depending on the actual depth. And there could be something you really, really want to target, but you're not going to see it. Okay, so just recently, this year, after April 2023, we now have a major software update where we remove this digitally. And we actually now record with the boats, with multiple craft, AMIs, my artificial intelligence mapping boats, that the seam from shadow data, usable good shadow data, to usable good shadow data on the next pass or next boat is always going to be good. So you're not going to miss anything. You're not going to end up with this nadir region here any longer going forward, which is fantastic. Okay. So if anyone ever talks about nadir, now you know what nadir is. It's data that has no place being on a chart, and it's got no place being computer generated. So now you might ask, but you've got SideScan, you've got left and right. Why don't you do both? We do twice the amount of work that anybody else does, because we want the shadows always to go in the same direction. So these two passes here, these are to cover the very shallow area. This pass here where my hand is now, there's the sort of nadir region. It's just clipped out by the other one, and there's the other one there. Okay, and as you can see, the shadow is on the left of the object. But from here onwards, from this pass here, all the shadows, all the way out into the deep, will always be out to the deep. And that is a much better way of doing it, because very often you're not just on a flat surface. The lake or dam or reservoir, whatever it is, it tends to incline down as it gets deeper and deeper, which helps us to get better and better shadows. And we all know SideScan is about shadows. But here comes a snag where we're forced to do something like this. I want to show you this area here. Let me remove the 100% waterline mark. Let me get that out of there. Okay, there it's gone. Let's rotate this around. We'll put it about there, and then we'll roll it like that. I don't know what's happened to 3D in Google Earth. I hope I'm not missing something or just being silly. But anyway, I don't seem to be able to find it. Okay, guys, what is this here? Hang on, before I do that, let's bring it back to where it was. North up. Okay. If you were looking for objects to fish along the shoreline here, people say to you, listen, the fish are shallow and they're holding to cover very close to the shore. And you in scooting along here, that is going to catch your eye there. Okay, that's a given. That's easy. But guys, when you've got so much data and such big obvious things, it will be very easy to sort of scoot past this little area here. And then you'll see, okay, hang on, what's going on here? This looks like a lay down possibly. You know, those of you who know how to read your side scans, remember you're using exactly the same technology with these, you know, understanding an UltraHF chart is what you do with your side scan, because it's just multiple side scans. Okay, and you say, okay, that's quite easy. Okay, that's quite easy. We all know that we can pretty much see what's going on there. We don't need any explanation there. But here, this is where we need some explanation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. What is going on here? At first glance, that's actually very difficult to interpret what that is. If we take that away, if we take that UltraHF, that pass number 1 away, and we roll our timeline back to, I think it was 2015, that it was at the same depth. Because remember, when I went there now recently, the dam was at, what was it? I think about 84%, which means it's about 11 feet down. I think, no, not that one. There we go, we're getting close now. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly the same depth as what it was when I was there now recently. And the reason why I'm bringing this level up is because obviously this side scan was done when the dam was at 100%, which is awesome. But this starts to get a little bit confusing. You can zoom in here and you're going to say, okay, what exactly is going on here? And you can't tell what it is, okay? But if you turn your side scan on, your UltraHF, okay, it's got to load all these panels now. This is going to take a little while, unfortunately. Well, just bear with me. I can do nothing about this. When you turn it on, it's got to put them all in right around the entire pass 1 and 2 for this area. Okay, there it is there. You want to know what is going on here, okay? So what I did recently is, let's just drop that a little bit. These are the contours at 84% when I was there now recently, and I've also colored them in. It's very hard to see, but this, let's see if you can see it. You see those colors there? Okay, So that's your three, this red here, I don't know if you can see that red line there. It's very, very faint. That's your 3 foot mark. So that means you're 1 foot right by the shore, you know, now in November when I was there, now a week ago. This is when I took some photographs here to show you what is going on here. So let's turn on the actual photographs. Let's turn that off. Let's rotate that. So we've got a more of a perspective view on it. I'm going to roll it a little bit. There we go. So you can see what's going on. Bring it back a little bit. Okay. And we are looking at this. Bring it back slightly. Okay. Remember, we're not talking about this here. And guys, please remember these panoramic images that you've got on your Lowrance unit. When you click on them on the unit, it's not the location of the object you're looking at. It's the camera's internal GPS that's taking this waypoint. So that means that this spot here is the location of where the camera was at the point when it took the photograph. It's not of the subject. So if you open this and you say, oh, that's the waypoint for this. No, it's not. It's where the camera was that took this photograph. So when we look at this photograph now you can see crystal clear what it is. It's an old foundation. You can see there's like a little square slab on top there, or rectangular slab on top there, and there's another little square slab on top here. Now look how interesting this is. If you look very carefully, there is your rectangular little slab, there is your little square tab, and the main foundation has no shadow. Why does it have no shadow? Because it's going uphill. It's there's nothing to create a shadow past this wall. So let's click on that again. You see, there's the wall. The sonar managed to get on top of the slab here, so there was no shadow. But it wasn't able to get behind this rectangular slab, and it wasn't able to get behind that square little slab. And that's why you have these tiny little shadows there. And it's from the shadow where you can estimate how tall that object is. So let's have a look at that again. You can see how tall this one is, and then you can see how tall this one is, which is a lot less. That one is quite a bit. Okay, so just this here should help you quite a bit to understand your SideScan and in turn understand your UltraHF charts. But while we're here, oh man, when the dam is full, I love this type of thing. Where you've got this, it's like a clay hump, light timber around it, and even a rock thrown in there, just for good measure. This is a fantastic spot. Obviously when the dam's full. This water line that you see here, when this photograph was taken, was when it is 11 feet down. That's the shoreline. So from there, if you go vertically up here, when the dam is full, up to the top of this photograph here, up there, you're looking at 11 feet. So always keep that type of thing in mind. This will be just a different angle of the same clay hump, and then with this old foundation here. And to get a realistic sort of view of that, we'll swivel it around about like that, and then let's click on it. Let's see if we, yeah, there we go. Okay, can you see what I did there? How I swiveled this mosaic around, which you can do on your Lowrance unit. Just put it into 3D mode, and then you can swivel it and zoom in and zoom out. So you can really, you can plan this out in your head. You can take a snap of this with your cell phone or whatever you want to do. If you don't want to be fiddling with your unit all the time. And now you know exactly what you're going to target when you come to this area. You are not going to waste time. Okay. Another thing that you might find quite interesting. This is a dead giveaway. I think everybody knows what this is. Okay. This is let's try and get the shoreline on the right sort of angle. Let's click on that. And there it is. You see that timber line there and that one there? Boom. There they are there. Okay. So, yeah. I don't think that was sticking out the water. Let's just have a look anyway. No, it was. Look at that. You see those rocks? They were right on the 11-foot depth range there. And there they are, you know, when we did the side scan in April, when the dam was, I think it was 101 or 102%. You can see those rocks there. And like I told you earlier, the shadow is going towards the shore because for the 2 passes of the shoreline, it's looking towards the shore. And then from there, you're looking to the right. And you see this horrible area here, this useless area. What if there's something really spectacular in this region here? And I mean, this can be quite a significant area. Let's quickly measure that just to see how many meters, because that's useless all the way out to there. Okay, it's very shallow. So it's only 4 meters of Nadir useless region. But if we were deeper, that can go up to 10 meters. And 10 meters is a lot of information to lose. So just something to keep in mind there. Anyway, guys, I thought I would just mention this for you guys that like to sit at home and study your charts before going to a tournament. That's the way to do it. Thank you for watching the video.